University with us. Okay, and he'll be introduced by Professor John Barnes. But just let me say this, it's a great pleasure to bring back an alumnus, okay, to talk to us. And he comes here with tremendous experience. Okay, so guys, I'm going to ask you to put away your iPhones. I'm going to ask you to open your hearts and your minds. Listen to him. First listen to him.
Okay, I'm going to turn the light off too.
Yeah, okay.
We'll put it in the silent mode anyway. Okay. So I'm going to introduce Mr. Omar to you, and this fellow is going to do a presentation that's very different to the norm, okay? He's really an action-oriented person. He's got a really colourful background, and I'm sure he's going to have an equally colourful future, okay? And as he is presenting, I hope you'll jot down some little notes, questions that you might like to get clarification on when he's finished his main talk, okay? So I'm not going to talk too much longer. As mentioned, Omar is a graduate from our OD program, okay, from about 7 years ago?
2005, 2007.
Yeah.
It was fast track.
Fast track in those days, yeah, and he was very lucky to be taught by Brother Martin and by Brother Bunchar. And Glenn's going to see if Brother Bunchar could join us and just say hello to a previous student, okay? So I'm not going to talk, I'm going to leave it to Omar, who's, as I say, a very action-oriented person, and I hope you'll all learn a lot from his presentation. I've learned a lot just sitting with him for 5 or 10 minutes downstairs, okay? So here we go. Thanks, Omar. Very good.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
So I'm not gonna use the microphone. I'm gonna be simple, easy. So I'm an easy person, like in life, so not complicated. So I've been here before. Especially I told him I told Professor Barnes that when I come inside this room, I used to study in this room, and I had a funny case in this room. I mean, we were like 3 foreigners at that time. I mean, I'm happy to see like a lot. We were like 15 students, and we had a small funny case. We slept in the bedroom. We slept on the chair. Here, 2 of my friends, 3 of my friends, and we had to be fired out of the class. And that's teach us to come back, not to sleep in the class. Because at that time we were doing masters, and you go out at night. It's still young, but now we are already up. So again, I will introduce myself a bit. I mean, my background is hotel management. So I had the French degree in my recent bachelor. I call it under bachelor, the technical in hotel management. The second, I came to bachelor as also hotel management in Hawaii University. I came here for masters for OD and MM. So it was a fast track 2 years. But in the same time, I had the opportunity to work on one of the top hotels in Bangkok, which is the Intercontinental Hotel Group, or Intercontinental Clinchit, if you've seen it, next to Gason Plaza, if you see it, the high-rise building. So I started work there as a guest relation officer. Like everything you have to start from the bottom. So guest relation officer to guest relation supervisor, guest relation manager. Then they saw that I'm good in sales. They moved me to sales executive, sales manager, director of sales and marketing, area, director of sales, now regional. So now I handle Indochina, Thailand, Middle East, Africa. So I don't want to count how many hotels, not less than maybe 55 hotels, but it's a lot. So I have to handle region by region. So to reach that side, you also have to know more about the sales dynamics, sales culture, how things change in life, how you have to adapt in the work environment. First of all, I can see different faces, different countries. Diversity is everywhere. So everybody's studying hotel management here, yeah?
No, they're generally
different. Okay, today's topic is going to be about the sales dynamics and the culture of the sales. So I'm going to start slowly, and if you don't understand, just let me know, okay? So we're going to start first with I already introduced myself. So does anyone know what's IHG stand for? Does anyone knows what IHG is? What? touch screen or what?
That's great, yeah.
So does anyone know what's IAG? It's Intercontinental Hotels. So you have to understand what I'm working for. So Intercontinental Hotels Group. So it's Holiday Inn, Intercontinental. We all know Holiday Inn, of course. Holiday Inn, Intercontinental, Crown Plaza, Indigo, Hotel Indigo. Now we have some new hotel called Event Hotels in America. We have also Voco just came in, also the Holiday Inn Expresses. So all the chain of the hotels. So what I'm going to start today about driving hospitality business across cultures. This is sales dynamic. So the 5 main important things nowadays in the sales dynamic, the first one is the online behavior. Second one is the data explosion. I call it data explosion. So yeah, data will explode. You have to know data, dig, always dig to get data and information. Third one is mobility. You have to be mobilized, like to move from place to place, adapt, diversify. You have to also think about this. Fourth one is customer expectations. The fifth one is generational divide. So I'll explain point by point, but this is the main what's happening now in our, new generation. So I'll start first with online behavior. The study shows 9 billion internet devices in 2012, and 50 billion are expected to be by 2025. Because now our work is changing. Before we used to do on papers, everything like manual, but now everything's changing. We're using the internet, so it's keeping us essential to the company success. Always, the online happening behavior. Research online trends in your target market to optimize your communication, increasing visibility, and in turn you boost loyalty, occupancy, and ADR. Does anyone know what ADR is? Anyone in finance? Is the average room rate. So the hotel looks at the average room rate all the time, or industry of tourism, and they look about the occupancy and the loyalty of the guest. So the guests have to be loyal to the hotel to come back again. So loyalty programs, occupancies, and ADR, average room rate. So this is what we look at from the online behavior. Any questions here? I want questions. I like to ask questions. If you don't understand, just let me know. Any questions?
Omar, let me go with the first question.
Yeah.
So with regard to the ADR, right?
Yes.
Do you average that on a monthly basis or a quarterly basis, or?
The ADR usually is like, we have something called Star Report. Has anyone heard about Star Report? So we have a Star Report that shows all the competitors that we deal with.
Yeah.
So there's an agreement we sign with other hotels, competitors, so they can show the rate, if it's higher or lower. So we have to match at least the same rate for all of us, which mostly don't do it, but we have to. Just show the minimum that we are on the same line, same average rate. Example, we are selling 4,000 baht, we will sell 4,000 baht. We're not gonna lower down prices or make it higher. We're just gonna go on the same line. So it's like a policy between hotels. Okay, so ADR is the most important that the owner of the hotel looks at. If your ADR doing bad, why you are working here? So you have to always push higher for the rate. Increase the rates, increase the revenue so you can make more budget. And especially in Thailand, the hotels, they depend on the service charge. Every 15 days, Thai local staff have to take service charge or local contracts. Sometimes 11,000, sometimes 12, different than the salary, yeah? It's different than the basic salary. It's called service charge. So if the ADR is low, the service charge will go down automatically. So this is one of the important things you have to know about the hotels. The second thing is data explosion. There has been a recent surge of data, especially surrounding the Internet of Things revolution. And this explosive growth isn't going anywhere. So experts predicting 4.3% increase in annual LOT data production by 2020. So as we know that the Internet is going more, like the agents are going more, travel agencies online, like Booking.com. Does anyone doesn't know Booking.com? Expedia. So these all are affecting now in our life. So business have big data at their fingerprints, but don't always know what to do with it. So there's a lot of data, but sometimes they don't know what to do with it. So you have to explore more and see what's driving the business and behavior of the business. And always stay ahead of trends, and it's important to tap into this data and turn into actionable insights, such as developing targets and pricing or custom or loyalty programs. I'll explain what's the loyalty programs. Every hotel, you guys stay in a hotel before, yeah? Which hotel do you stay in? Which hotel you try to stay in?
Holiday Inn. Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn, example, you have a loyalty program.
Yep.
It's called Priority Rewards.
That's it.
So this one example, you collect points when you stay in the hotel. You are recognized, they have your profile. So when I come, oh, Mr. Omar, what's your priority number? Let's say 123, example. They put 123, they found the whole data of how many times I stayed, which country I stayed. So it's like a profile background. And you pay, example, 1,000 baht, you get 1,000 points. And these points in the future, you can change them to free nights. All good?
Yeah.
Understandable?
Sure.
Wake up, huh? Mobility. 87% of the global population has a mobile phone. Who doesn't have mobile phone? Or iPad? Or everybody have the new iPhones. Everybody have iPhones, Samsungs. I mean, it's always a tool to use to engage with people, and especially with customers. You know, nowadays I can see some hotels in Sukhumvit. You know, you can use I think Aloft or some of the Starwood, they have Aloft, yeah? They have the phone now, they can use the phone, put the SIM card inside, and take the phone outside as a key card. So they can enter the key card with their phone, It's a key card on the phone. So they can call for free anywhere they want for loyalty programs people. So free of charge, special countries of course, international, not all the countries. And locally is free. So this is, technology is happening, is growing, especially in our industry. So always mobile is being used for everything now. I mean, you want to book a hotel, you want to book an airline ticket, you want to book anything, it's online. Isn't it? Or, I don't know, you still use travel agency, also you can use it, but mostly it's online. And offers, you see offers is online. Questions on mobility?
What's the next thing to happen with mobile phones, do you think, in your industry?
To be honest, now we're trying, like Motorola is doing a new system nowadays. The same thing that Aloft is doing, but this is more advanced. So the guest can take a slim phone by Motorola, can connect to the rooms from outside, and can access the internet on the phone from wherever you go. So we are trying to negotiate on it, but we're still seeing how it will affect on our guests, because some guests still no mobility. Some guests still don't use iPhone. Still on the old track, I call it. You know, so people now is changing. They have to adapt or leave it. So you have always to adapt with this. Questions?
You mentioned about the bookings.com or Agoda. So one question which I always think about is, how is that every website has a different price for the same hotel?
Okay.
I know that the website is not giving money to the customer in terms of they are not paying for the customer, right? It is the hotel which is giving the website the price, right? How is that possible?
Okay. First of all, who booked Booking.com before? Other than what's your name?
Andre.
Andre. You
Traveloka.
used Agoda.
Traveloka.
Traveloka.
Traveloka. Okay. So what option they give you when you book? Do they ask you for pay cash or or pay online? So now they have the two. So this is the change is happening with Booking.com. Why the prices is different? The price is not different. Actually, every hotel, as I said, for international hotels, we see price different depend on their production. So I will give you 7,000 room nights a year. What can you give me? This is what's happening now. Again, so we make a commitment. You give me 7,000, I'll give you this rate. You give me 5,000, I'll give you this rate. But again, the commission is went down from 15% to 10% to give them back commission. And now they allow the cash pay because some of the guests now canceling a lot of, I mean, they come to the hotel, they don't like the hotel, they want to cancel. So that's why they tell you pay cash or pay internet. So the price is different between every hotel. Depends on occupancy, depends on allocation, how many rooms we give them per day free. Example, you give me 20 rooms per week, you get 1 room free. So you have also to work back to back with them. So that's why the price is different, depending on the production we agree with. So the price will be fixed from the beginning. This month, this rate, this month, this rate.
But isn't it easier for ING, right? You have a large set of local chains. You have a website on your own and give the best price there.
That's what we're doing now. I mean, good point here. We already created the website, will be launched again. But before we cannot do that. Because you have also to respect the OTAs, online travel agent. The online travel agent, you have all, they will not support you. Because you know Thailand past some moments we don't have business. Of the bomb happened, or the red shirts example, or the, I mean, there was so many things in the center. So nobody can give us business, only the OTAs at that time. So we have to wait for them to give us business. So we give them a favor, you know, it's back to back. Give me to give you, I call it. So yes, this is how it is. But nowadays we're trying to minimize this OTA on online travel agents to our own website. So we don't need to pay commissions. So that's what most hotels are trying to do now. Their own website, as you mentioned, which is a good idea. The customer expectations. I mean, for the hospitality industry, the guest experience is very important, especially the service. And also, I mean, from this comment, as you may say, so the customer expectation always you say, okay, I pay 5,000 baht and I expect a luxury hotel, a luxury room. So always the expectation of the guest. That's really important. I mean, it happened to you. Maybe you pay for a hotel. I go and say, I don't like the room. Oh, I paid 5,000 baht. The room is smelly. The room is dirty. It happens. So always we have to be worried about the customer expectation. And always, as I said, be friendly with the guest experience, especially I told you the mobility, it's all connected. You know, when you have this phone with the guest, you can say that the hotel is friendly, guest friendly. So the guest is using the mobile phone, going out, checking in, going into the key room with the phone. Mobility is everywhere. So now it's the new technology is everywhere. Like we have to move on. I mean, don't always get updated. Update yourself on daily basis or monthly basis. Depends on you what you do. So this is the most important thing is the expectation of the customer. Always we have to please the guest. As they were mentioning, you know, nowadays we have the Facebooks, we have the media, TripAdvisor. You know TripAdvisor, yeah? Everybody knows TripAdvisor. So, example, you go on TripAdvisor. I went to Holiday Inn last week. It was bad smell, bad whatever, you know, in the room. The guests were noisy in the other door. So what do you do in this case? Can I ask someone what you will do if you don't like the hotel room? And you go online, what you will say? You will complain, no?
Bad news.
So you will say, oh, complain. So what does the hotel have to do? So here the hotel have to reply by the general manager, or the big boss we call it, to reply to the guest, sorry for the inconvenience, next time please let's meet and we will take care of you next time. We cannot go too much on media. We have to have limit on media also. Especially with one case is bed bugs. You know bed bugs?
Yeah.
So there was a case, not in our hotel, but there was a case in the role play that the hotel bed was full of bed bugs, but the guest complained on TripAdvisor. And he make it a big thing with TripAdvisor. So we had to send him one message only, that next time you come, we will take care of you. Please contact us on this number. And we mentioned that the hotel was already pest controlled before you come. So I'm not saying customer is always right, but this is also, we have to understand these kind of small things can ruin a company image. So, any questions on this? Customer expectations? What the customer expects?
Now, what if, let's say there's a customer like me, I don't use an iPhone, right? What programs do you have to help me?
I have to push you first of all to take training how to use the phone. You have always to go through pushing people to the edge, you know, to learn.
Yeah.
You have to learn and develop yourself.
Right.
Because there is some people, I mean, like in my office example, they're still old-minded, but they're trying to adapt now slowly. They have to adapt because all the training will take them on. So you have to adapt for the new generation.
So what you're telling me is that as a customer, I come in and you say, well, your expectation is that I should be using an iPhone and the iPhone will lead me to all of these facilities.
Yes.
And therefore, you're willing to provide me a training.
No, for the guest, we have, I'm talking, not iPhone, it's not an iPhone.
Yeah.
It's a phone, it's like a smartphone,
Yeah.
but it's made for, especially for the guest.
Ah,
So when he goes in, you don't need to use your own phone
okay.
to log. The people who doesn't know, we teach them.
Ah,
We teach them how to use it or how to log in. Especially, I'll give a small example. Oman Air. You know, we all know Oman Air, yeah? Oman is, yeah? So, Oman Air, their counter, nobody speaks English before. Nobody speaks any word of English. Nobody knows how to use Expedia. So the customer comes, he want to book a ticket, he doesn't know how to book a ticket online. They made a special sessions in the airport for the people who doesn't understand English or doesn't know how to make booking, to teach them how to use the mobile friendly or the internet friendly to book their seats or to book whatever. So slowly, I mean, you have to learn. You have to put courses, you have to put things that can motivate people. I mean, I've seen in my eyes at the airports when I go to Middle East, some of the people don't even know how to check in. So you have to teach them. Until now, some people don't know how to use the ATM. The ATM machine, can you imagine? And these people, you see them, money a lot, and they know they have, but they don't even know how to use ATM. Some counselors don't know how to use an ATM. Diplomats. And there's a lot of motivations. I mean, you have to really adapt and just update yourself. Always update. It's the most important thing. Questions again?
This sounds, that scenario you've just identified there, and I know this is sort of stepping out from the hotel a bit, but it sounds like a great opportunity for the hotels to somehow, with another partner or even as an extension of the current service, to offer those training sessions to people.
Yes, so that's what we are planning to do. That's why we are studying how Motorola will teach the people. If we get them in. Because they will give us 1 year or 2 years for free, just to put the device inside, and then they will teach the people how it is. Next, generational divide. It's no surprise that there is a generational divide when it comes to the use of new technology. For example, it's 1.7 billion millennials, and 62% use pre-social sites to make restaurant and hotel bookings. As I said before, older generation tend to use more traditional bookings methods like a phone, like phone or direct companies' websites. So I talked about this before. So some people still don't like to go and book online. You know, I have my friend, Doctor. Once he will give me a special rate in his agency. I will go to him, fix the booking, and then I go. This is still the old-minded. But I motivate people also to use online. Just check, compare. Comparison between two sides. I'm not saying like stop the old generation, but adapt to the new thing. Any questions? on this one? Who doesn't use iPhone to book anything, computer or whatever? We all use computers to book hotel or airline, or you go to an agency online. Anyone still go to agency? Nobody? China? Anyone from China? Nobody from China here? You go to agency, no? Or it's WeChat, we use WeChat, or how you use? What do you use to book a hotel?
We just book online, like Ctrip, some application.
Oh, okay. So it's Chinese application.
Yes.
So good. It's going up because before Chinese, especially the group Chinese, they cannot book online until now. The Chinese group that we have in the hotel, they cannot book online. 100 rooms. You have to go through an agent, local agent. So you still use the local agent sometimes for the big groups, which is still good because the online, they will not take 100 rooms. So it's cases by case. Because that's why the Chinese groups are organized, are always having tour guides, especially also with other nationalities, but Chinese now, you can see in Thailand it's growing, Indian groups also growing. So all these are all local agents. So you know how the local agent work, yeah? So example, I work in America. I have a group to Thailand. What do I do? Think of it. What do? I want to come from America to Thailand. I have 50 rooms. What do I do? How to book? Any idea? How do I do it? So what I do is that I have to search for a local agent in the local currency. I don't call the hotel, hey, I have 50 rooms, can you give me back the rates? If I'm smart a bit, I'll just go to local agent. Again, we go back to the old method. You know, so sometimes, some cases, you have to go back to the old method in order to access the country. If I want to go now to let's say Argentina, I don't know anyone there. I cannot book online directly and go, no. I have to call local agency, what's around, what does he know, what he recommend, then I will check, maybe online or through him. So both are still adaptable, but people going more online. So everybody see, oh, Booking.com, Agoda. We know Agoda, yeah? Or Booking.com, so now it's one company, Agoda and Booking.com, so they're trying to build something new now. So let's see. Any questions?
Why do you think that, so let's take a scenario, right? I'm just walking into a holiday in Hotels, and I'm directly booking from the reception desk, and they're charging me 5,000. And I got in, I paid, and then I get into my room, and a friend calls, and, hey, Andrea, how much did you pay? I said, 5,000. Why didn't you check on Agoda? So I check on Agoda, and I see it was 2,200, and I feel like I've been cheated by the booking. So what do you do?
So this policy, we have it in our IHG. If you find the rates online cheaper than the website, than the hotel website, you're allowed to get a free night. So that's why we do something called fence or blockage, blockage. Fence. We do fencing. So the online will be now I'm doing fencing for 3 months. The rate is not less than 8,000 baht for intercontinental. So nobody can book. So my contract rate, example, with any government company or oil and gas, so I give them 6,000 baht, but I'm selling 8,000 online. So they will not come back to me, hey, we find your rate is very expensive. So they will claim 1 night free. So I will not lose my business. So that's the penalty we will take. We will lose 1 night free from every customer who finds it cheaper online. So good questions. Any other question?
Your statistics there, about 62% use peer social sites
Yes.
and all of that stuff. What implication does that have on, let's say, the restaurant use at your hotel? Would you then target marketing programs to these? Would you send messages to them?
we have, that's what we was talking about. We're having our own website now.
Yeah.
So we're doing like a chat online, chatting reservation for all the restaurants. F&B, it's called F&B operator, food and beverage operator. So they will take the reservation, they will advise which restaurant you want, and if you book through our website, you will get discount, 15% or 10%. So this is our new website will be launched soon. But before we used to have manual. We used to have a manual operator. You call the hotel, we connect you to the center of the food and beverage, and you have to book. So now it's changing. You see, life is changing, technology is changing. So you cannot just go to the same center anymore. You have to change. So this is again an example, like what he asked me, is like always look for the change, because before the center was always connect to the operator. Operator goes to the priority to the, it's like 3 channels.
Yeah.
Now it will go directly to one person. So it's all technology, social media. Questions? Yes.
Sometimes if we want to travel and we book the hotel online, right? So maybe we will compare different agencies like Booking.com, Agoda, Ctrip, and others. But we found that the price on those agents why different. It means that the hotel offer the different price for those agencies, right?
As I just answered this question.
Oh, sorry.
Look, Ctrip.
What?
You want Ctrip? I'll give you example on Ctrip. Ctrip, they bring Chinese big groups, yeah? Example, our hotel cannot afford taking big Chinese group at 2,000 baht. Example. So Ctrips have connection with other hotels. So I will take for them only the people who can pay higher rate, and the group you can put them in other hotel. So the rates with these companies nowadays, now IHG and Marriott, Marriott. Now all these travel agents are not allowed to take any contract direct anymore. So we just started Intercontinental Group in February. So this Ctrip, Destination of the World, Gulliver's Travel, these big agents not allowed to deal with the hotel directly. You want to deal with me, you have to go into my website and book your rate from there. So this is the change now. So no more direct. Ctrip, we just canceled the contract. So no more, we don't have a direct contract with Ctrip. It's one of the big Chinese agents for groups. So we just, they want to book, you have to go to our website and book. So that's the new generation, it's changing. So no more, I will not take any more from the big agents direct. They have to book through our website, and they will take their own commission from the website. So this is satisfied with the answer, or you need?
Yes.
It's okay. Any questions?
Just a sort of a comment, Omar. You've mentioned a couple of times that you're really focused on oil and gas.
Yes.
Right? That sort of market, both geographical and industrial. But like, I think you also, in this part of the world, you must be focusing on some other areas beyond the oil and gas, right?
Of course, we are focusing. Oil and gas is one of the segments that give me money.
Yeah.
So high revenue
Sure.
for the hotel. The second, I focus on government. Also government, especially for Thailand. Government, most of it is medical tourism.
Right.
Medical tourism for Thailand, I call it maybe number 1, 2, number 2nd or 1st. But medical tourism in Thailand is a big market. Millions of dollars. I've seen people staying 3 years in my hotel. 3 years on government expenses. Maybe treatment of cancer or lung cancer or whatever it is. But they stay not less than 1 year or 2 years in my hotel. Minimum 2 rooms or suite and 1 room. But of course, I'm gonna give them special rate for this 3 years. Discounts on F&B, food and beverage, discounts on the outlets. So all these kind of things you have to be seen in Thailand. That's a big medical hub. I know it's a bit now expensive, but people still coming. You know why they're still coming? Service. Service. I mean, if they go to Europe, they will not find the same service as here. Let's be honest. I mean, the service here, really, you enter a hospital, you see like a 7-star hotel. You see Leningrad, you see Bangkok, it's like a 7-star hotel. And the service of the people, treatment of the people is totally different than America or Europe or, I mean, I talk with the guest, why you come here? And he's been to Germany, he's been to America, why? It's service, I relax. Service is very good here, you know, they take care of the patient. That's a big medical tourism here. So this is your answer to the questions.
Yeah, thank you.
Questions?
I
Wanna ask?
think the lady wants to ask a question, right?
Can.
The question that I want to know, everyone already asked.
Okay. Already asked. Yes.
Sometimes maybe in the holiday, right, the room are not available, but sometimes not in the holiday, a lot of room remain. So how the hotel can solve this problem except to lower the price? Any other, yeah.
Again. So the interior.
In holiday, right, they the room are not available maybe, but not in the holiday. In normal day, daytime, and the room a lot of maybe remain still vacancy, you know. So how the hotel solve this problem, this situation?
Because I mean, sometimes you saying like if online is not available,
I mean the room in hotel.
the room is not available online, yeah, or in the hotel.
In hotel,
In the hotel is not available.
available a lot.
Available, okay, a lot.
And
So
how
what
to
you-
solve this situation? I mean, yeah.
If it's available a lot, I mean, a lot of rooms available.
Yes.
You know, it depends on your strategy. You have to put a forecast. You know, strategy forecast. This month I'm gonna do this much. Can you do it? Yes or no? So if not, we have to look into groups. Example, bring in groups. If normal booking, started booking is not working like one by one or families, you know. But example, we faced this case you talk about. We faced it last month in May. I mean, in May all the hotels were dropped. Nobody was surviving. Maximum occupancy was 50% or 60% last month in May. So what we did, we tried to search for another market. I mean, to look at other markets. We look at other, example, India or Pakistan, or because Chinese doesn't fly much in May. So we try to bring and put offers, like offering discounts, but come. But it didn't work. I mean, sometimes strategy you make it doesn't work or doesn't work. Depends on the trend. Also, airlines were suffering last month. I mean, I fly from Dubai last month. There was only 13 people on the flight. Can you imagine? Only 13 people. I mean, I was in the business, only 2. Behind was only 7 or 8, 10, I can't remember. It was empty. And the flight took 4 hours and a half. Usually it takes 6 hours. No luggage, fuel, the pilot was pushing. And the wind was with you 4 hours and a half. I arrived before 2 hours. Can you imagine? And there's no business. So they try to do promotions. Still people nowadays, some of them are saving money. They don't want to go out or they want to. And it was also Ramadan period, you know, the Muslim fasting period, you know, between May and June. Also this affect us a lot. Big time. Thailand also affected, we are affected a lot. So that's why we try to look out for groups or a new market. I mean, we are focusing now on the Spanish series. We're trying to get some Spanish or Brazilian. We're going Latin America now. You know, so because if the Chinese are not coming in May, or the Korean, or the Japanese, or the Russian, or so we have to search for a new product or new market. I call it. Questions?
Umar, to catch you on that point, recently I was in Japan and I was in Osaka and I was staying at a pretty upscale hotel. And to my surprise, I found Argentinians, Cubans, and Brazilians in flocks at that hotel. the price in Osaka is not low, it's quite high.
Right.
But they came in. And I was thinking, hey, why doesn't Thailand do this?
That's what I'm talking about. It's the new market we are
Yeah.
focusing on now.
Yeah.
Latin America.
Yeah.
Latin America, there is business. There is people who make
Right.
business also.
Right.
They can come to Thailand, invest in Thailand, you know, who knows? I mean, this Latin American chamber, it's a big, big money. You know, some of them, they have oil, some of them, they have coffee, you know, coffee.
Yeah.
You know, Brazil, coffee full of coffee. So there's a lot of things. Cotton also, there's a lot of things that they have. Industrial areas. They can come here. That's why the tourists in Latin America, they don't have much awareness on the Southeast Asia. And that's a new market to target. I mean, I was talking to one of the Emirates Airlines seniors. Now they're going to Brazil to relaunch promoting flights from Brazil, Dubai, Bangkok. So they are trying to get the Latin market in any way, just to raise, to find the new market and the new whatever opportunities, I call it. Questions?
Comment, Omar. Many years ago, I attended an industrial exhibition at the old Central Art Prow convention facility before we had all the convention facilities that we've got now. One group of the exhibitors there were food processing equipment manufacturers, and yet they'd come from Mexico and other parts of South America to promote their products and machinery here. And it struck me that why aren't we in Thailand and maybe other Southeast Asian countries reciprocating and going and selling what we're specialised in our Southeast Asian countries? And I think that, as Glenn said, I think there's a real need for this now, that we identify, you know, that's a big part of the world. Brazil, I was reading a book recently, and it told me that Brazil is a larger land area than India. And I never realised that before, and it's a very big country with a very big population and a rich economy. So there are other countries like that in South America. I think we should be looking at South America, and I think in your industry there's great opportunities there for reciprocal.
Diversity is most of.
Yeah.
I mean, you have also to mix with some countries just to show what the other country can do. I mean, I'll give you a simple example about Brazil. Example. I don't want to go through that side of the world, but they have manufacturers. Does anyone know what Brazil have like inside? I mean, example, the Japanese who immigrated to Brazil at that time. There's also a lot of Japanese in Brazil who immigrated to what they do. Does anyone know the Japanese? Any Japanese here? No Japanese? They do the tires, the wheels, the car wheels,
Yeah.
like Yokohama, whatever. At that time, there was the Japanese in Brazil. Italians, they went to Brazil. What they do? Sewing. You know the sewing, the silk.
Oh yeah.
So the Italians took the silk at that time in Brazil. Then the Lebanese, I don't know what they took, coffee, they took cottons. So it's all, every nationality who immigrated were known in their industry. And they make it grow. Even there is corruption or whatever, I don't want to talk about it, but still the country is standing. So we're trying to go Latin America to attract some customers to come to Thailand, to see the other side of the world. Even it's far, but it's good to see the opportunity.
Maybe there's also the opportunity for Thais to go there through, some of these government
Miss
departments.
exposure.
Yes, yes.
I have to work it out. Questions? Anyone? All good?
Umar, I think you've got to offer them a reward if they ask you a question, my friend.
What reward? I forgot my reward actually. No, look, I like people to ask questions. Don't be shy. Okay? So just ask questions.
Anyone from China would like to ask Umar a question? Don't worry, because I'll ask Alice to translate. You can ask it in Chinese. and I'll ask Alice to help. Yeah, any question?
Ni hao. Hello.
And
From China.
Abby is from United States. Shoot, your question. Okay.
But you should have already some slides. Come on. Give me
You're
one.
there already. Come on, come on.
Something you don't know, something you want to know about it. So.
Umar, what was the impact of your visit to Washington? Because I know that Trump has his own hotel over there, right? And did you feel that impact on the Intercontinental at Washington?
In Washington D.C., I was there last month. I was on a mission actually, because there was the big meetings happening in Washington last couple of months with the Emir of Qatar and Saudis and Emiratis. So I was one of the big supporters for these delegations and the communication between the two departments. The most important thing Americans were focusing on at that time is the industry, investments. I found out that in Washington, they own St. Regis Hotel, St. Regis, they own Marriott's, they own the new Conrad coming in Washington. So I didn't know about all of this before, to be honest, until I reached there. So diversity also, the way the communication they're doing is very, very, very good experience to know. So the mission for me was to go there and facilitate the communication between the two parts. And in Washington, I mean, you know, also Washington waits for the Middle East market to come in the summer. Not only Washington, LA, I mean, Los Angeles, it's full of Saudis in the summer. It's an example, like exposure. You know, they're coming from Saudi Arabia to LA to have tourism. Why? What's the reason? So this is also, I know there's business, Saudi Aramco also, like one of the biggest oil companies in the world. But there is business, you know, like tourism is growing big time. LA in the summer, you cannot find one room in a hotel. New York in the summer, June, July, August, you cannot find any room. Mostly it's Arabs. Like my family, I used to come here, they're going there. Why? Good promotions, good attractions. They feel safe more. I don't know how it is. But I've been there on a mission and it was really good. I mean, the Donald Trump hotel, to be honest, the only thing I found in America that the staff who works for the same hotel, they work for the other hotel in the same day. Can you imagine? So I found out that the bell captain, who is 70 years old, he works in the morning in the Intercontinental. Night shift, he goes to Trump Hotel to work in the Trump. Can you imagine? So in the States, I mean, it's totally different than here. I mean, here we work shifts, there they work 1 hour. I work 4 hours per day, 3 hours per day, so it's union, or it's not totally different concept. But the good thing, the hotel is diversified. Like, there's like 12 nationalities different. I mean, there's a lot of nationalities, the Hispanic, the Arabs, the Algerians, the Americans. I mean, there's mixture, which is very good diversity. The mixture of culture, very good. So you need to work together to make it happen, or then you don't work in the hotel. But I'm telling you, I mean, also the Intercontinental Washington Willard is a history hotel. It's where the congressmen used to meet every day after their meeting. So that's another opportunity for me to know what is the Willard about. It's a story. So why the meetings, everything was there. So that's why I think it's the most important sign for this hotel. Even there is Donald Trump, but Willard is still taking the action.
I think some Congress people actually lived in the village.
Yes, they live there, and they have their own, like the round table bartender. You know, it's like the old style. Amazing. And nationalities are, I mean, the staff, different nationalities. You don't imagine, like, there's a lot of nationalities. I went into the kitchen, the housekeeping, the laundry. The laundry is mostly from Ecuador. You know, you go up, you see the Spanish side. You go up to see it's amazing, really. If you have an opportunity to work in the States, do it. It's a good opportunity to, diversify with people.
Did you see many Chinese as well?
Yes, a lot of Chinese going to the States now. They actually divert from Europe to the States. I don't know if you like Europe or America, I don't know.
America.
But most of them also going to Canada,
Right.
Toronto, and Vancouver. A lot of Chinese over there. So Chinese are everywhere now. Investing money, investing in banks, apartments, real estates. So they are everywhere. In Sudan, there is Chinese. Can you imagine in Sudan? You know, like, they're building the country over there, so it's good. It's good. Questions?
Omar, can you tell us a little, because part of your role is in Africa?
Middle East, Africa,
Yeah.
Asia, Southeast Asia, and
Yeah,
China.
can you tell us a little bit about what your group is doing in Africa?
In Africa, we have we have a lot of foundations. You know that we have to do a lot of foundations in Africa because poverty in Africa, some of the countries, there's a lot of poverty. So these hotels, we do like a marathon in Africa every year, just to go there and sponsor the African countries with money, funds or funding from people, or we offer the food box. We do this 2 times a year, I think. But depends on the country which one. Like the last one was, I think Kenya. Kenya was one of them because we have a big intercon there. Nigeria. And also, for Africa, it's a big business to Thailand now. I talked about medical tourism. Do you know what Africans come to do in Thailand also, other than medical? Medical number 1 now for Africa and Thailand is Ethiopia.
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia is, they have money, some of them. So they come to Thailand, they stay 5-star hotel, and they stay in the hospital more than a month. So that's the top market now coming to Africa, diversity. Do you know also what Africans come to Thailand to do? Does anyone know why Africans come to Thailand? From Ghana, Uganda?
The gem trade, perhaps?
No.
To play football.
That's different segment of Africans. I'm talking about the businessmen. The one who want to play football, they come to escape from that country. So, because I used to be a professional football player before. When I used to be in ABAC, I played with BC Terror before. I was studying and playing. They come to take the seed of the banana. This maybe nobody knows it, but because the communication with the customer in the hotel, why are you coming here?
Yeah.
Most important thing is communication. They come to take the seeds of the banana and different shapes. To grow it in Uganda, in Ghana. The same person do it in so many regions. Banana business. Other than,
Because this is a staple.
that's why now you can see also, there is Africans who stays, but it's also good investment to go and come back, both countries have to do also some things, which I think Thailand already have connection with Africa. Should have already connection. But they come from banana, some of them. Seeds of the banana.
How about South Africa? Have you got much involvement with
South Africa, to be honest with you, in our hotel, in our region here, not much to South African. Also, it's good to look at, but it used to be. But Thais are diversifying. I have like 7 staff. They opened restaurant in South Africa. So they're a bit richer, but we don't have much market for them.
A number of years ago, the university sent me with a group of other university people to South Africa, and I was amazed. We never got to Cape Town, but we were in Johannesburg and right up north and through to the neighbouring countries there. And like the hospitality industry in Johannesburg is huge. They've got their university, they've got a couple of universities there, but I think it was the University of Johannesburg, if my memory's right, was a huge university with a big hotel, wonderful facilities, and the hotels we stayed in, as we were travelling around, were all top class, really good. So that's a rich market. The geography of the country reminded me a lot of Victoria in Australia, where I came from. Green, clean, prosperous. different.
I mean, in South Africa, you know, we all remember the World Cup,
Yeah.
the last
Yeah.
World Cup. It was in South Africa. That's made the country a bit pusher.
Yeah.
You know, safety. There's also safety is a big important thing. Every tourist, wherever he goes, the first thing he thinks about is safety. Is it safe to stay in this hotel? Is it safe to stay in this hotel? Yes or no? Anybody stayed in Thailand, any hotel, find like not safe? A lot of happens in Pattaya.
Only one.
You put your money in the safe, you come, you don't find it.
Yeah.
Example.
You don't find the safe.
No. Then I found out the guy jumping from the window in the room. You're like,
Wow.
it happens. Yeah, it happens. The last, I'll give you one tip. Okay. Whenever you go to any hotels around Asia or whatever, always check when you enter the door, you will see there's a opening. Yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
So the last cases of stealing were through the opening between the rooms.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So now every hotel have to block the middle.
Yeah.
You
Right.
understand? So the example, the housekeeping found the watch here. She go up the other room, take it. So there's no cameras, no nothing. So safety is the most important thing when you fly. Where you stay. The second tip I'll give you in the hotel when you go, don't keep your money on the tables. It's easy to be taken. You know how? Does anyone know how somebody can take your money from the room? Do you know how? Give me an idea.
Probably the housekeeping staff is going to do a cheap thing.
Yeah, they put in the pillow sheets.
Oh.
They will put in the pillow sheets. So these cases, I mean, also it's an update what's happening in the market, how to take care of yourself, safety for the hotel is one of the important things. I mean, so this is one of the two tips I gave today. From the ventilation
Yeah.
of the AC, or by pillow sheets, or duvet. Let's just cover it and go.
That's the reward, Glenn. That's the reward.
Yeah. Umar, point of information, next month I've invited the South African ambassador to visit the university, and he'll be coming to the other campus. Have you been there? To the Assumption
Twice.
Suvarnabhumi. Yeah, I'm taking him over there, and my objective really is to engage his interest with our educational system.
In South Africa has very good education over there also, so
Yes.
that's good opportunity
Right.
to do it. It's, again, diversity is very good.
Yeah.
Questions on this? So this is, I put our players mostly in sales environment. Because we're talking about sales dynamics, sales culture. So this, I just put like who I deal with on local basis. With the director of sales, sorry. it's like, okay. Director of sales, the revenue management. Revenue manager is one of the, you have to always sit with him on daily basis to see what the market is doing. Stock exchange went up, the rice went up. I mean, so many things affect on the auto rates also. The booker, which we talked about, the travel agent, OTAs, online travel agencies. Key account director, so the persons who reports, they all reports here. So travel management, we talk about travel agencies. So these all the players in the market. Any questions on this? Do you understand this or?
Just a quick, a brief query there, Omar. Like, do these people mainly work online? Like,
No,
to get
no.
on board, do they meet every day?
These people are online here,
Yeah.
travel management, travel agencies, so maybe online or direct or local, but these are the hotel.
So
I'm
they're
sorry.
meeting in person?
The booker is the guest.
Yeah.
The booker is the guest. Key account director is the hotel. Revenue manager is in the hotel. It's like a triangle. So so they all have to go back also to the sales team to see what they're doing in the market. So example, in May, what we did something called sales blitz. Does anyone know what sales blitz is? Like So you don't have any business. So it's time to go down on the floor, take all team, take some pizzas from our Thai restaurants, and visit every account. Revise your account, see what can they give you in there's that season. So sales blitz is like a sales calls. You go on the streets, door to door. I call it door to door. So door to door, it's like one tool. It's working all the time. You just go inside, like you know Line, yeah, on the phone, Line company. Do you know how many rooms they give me per month? Line. They give me 500 room nights a month. Why? Why? Because their office is opposite my hotel. You just go to them daily basis, weekly basis, some pizza, please come in, come down, see the hotel. Thank you for the business. You know, we always have to go and come, especially nearby offices. So we target all the area for the new offices coming up, so we can get business. So this is a simple example. I'll go for the second chart. So what you must do to win faster, because everybody wants to win, you know, everybody wants to win the business. Everybody wants profit. I mean, the hotel looks for revenue in the day. You know what I mean? So, and the ADR, most important thing is ADR. So first you have to discover, do researches, do what you need to know about the market. What do you need to know about the Brazilian market? What do you need to know about the Indian market? What do you need to know about the Chinese market? So you need to understand the market first. Study it. Design it. Design it. How are we gonna do it? How are we gonna fly there? We're gonna have a local agent to help us. How are we gonna do it? And propose it after. Propose it to your team. Is it okay, not okay with the management? But I like to take a risk. Some people don't like to take a risk. Some people just stand and watch, wait for it to come. But for me, I do it like poker, example poker. I don't play poker. It's like a risk, I call it. It's a risk. Either you do it, you see yourself, you fail, you learn from it. If you win, you win. So always take a risk sometimes. And the end comes when the purpose is finished, it comes the business partnerships. So it will be, if you win it, you're already doing partnering with the companies. So always, like example, I'll give you a simple example. Let's say KLM or Cathay Pacific Airlines or Chinese Airlines. When the plane layover had a problem, technical problem, I come to them, hey, today Eva Air, I need from you a favor. If you have any issue with the airline today or tomorrow or after tomorrow, so these clients, I need them in my hotel for one night. This is a special rate for you. Please put them in my hotel. Partnership. So you have to partner. So that's what I do with all the airlines, all the big companies. They face something, this is a special rate. It's called layover rates. So we give them a special, please put the airline crew in my hotel. So this is also money, last minute pickup. So when you do the partnership with these companies, you are doing very well. Everybody will know you in the market. Questions?
On that basis of the pickup customers, do you then allocate X number of rooms for them with a possibility?
Every hotel,
Yeah.
per day, they have 10 rooms hidden.
Okay.
We call them the PX rooms.
Uh-huh.
So this 10 rooms, we hide them from the system,
Yeah.
we hide them from the people, we hide them from, nobody knows which floor, just hide, nobody can book it. So in case of urgency, we use these rooms to fill. If we are overbooked, we fill these rooms. So we don't lose share and we send customers to other hotels. But now, because of the partnership around, we agreed to send only to sister hotels. like Hotel Indigo, Wireless Road, or Crown Plaza, Lumpini, or Hotel Holiday Inn, Sukhumvit 22. So we have to share with our partners now, with our sister hotels. So life's changing, so it's tough, but you have to always change and benefit your own properties in the end of the day. So you have to win very fast because the people around you are watching and they want to hunt business down very fast. Competitors everywhere. Question? Yes?
I want to ask is now Thailand is the medical tourism. So do you think that the hotel and the hospital is linking or partnership?
Okay, I'll give you an example. Bamograd Hospital. Online travel or travel agency, they stopped. No more allowed any travel agent to deal direct with the hospital. There is freelance people, yeah. But because of one case, I cannot talk about it, there was one big case that happened through these local agents that damaged the reputation of the hospital at that time. So now, example like Bamograd, you have to book direct, only direct. So you have to go, call, hey, send me a report to check your situation, and then you come for appointment. This is for Bank Hospital. Bamograd, you can deal with agents. You have local bookers that you can deal with them to book your medical situation or checkup or whatever. So this is different. Some company does, some company doesn't. You got my point? Yeah. You understand what I meant? No? So okay, you meant like,
He's not sure.
oh, yes. So you meant like, what do you call it, like hospital, yeah? Medical tourism. How the customer book, yeah?
I don't know. I mean, for the medical tourism, like the hospital and the hotel. Like you mentioned, for the
Hospital.
patient who have the long duration of the medical checkup and
Okay.
medical service. So, for the same patient, they need to find the hotel or apartment. So, do you have the link?
Yes, I have the link with the embassy. So every embassy, I mean, and I deal mostly with there is foreigner embassies and Arabic embassies or GCC. So the Arabic embassies, they have already people that will contact you for the hotel booking. It's called the medical agent inside the embassy. And every hospital now, they have one guy from each embassy standby in the hospital. They have their office. You got my point now, yeah? Okay. Yes.
What new things you want to put in the hotel? Because you are trying to do more and more in hotel industry, like making it Wi-Fi, giving travel agency.
So now this year we started free Wi-Fi to every loyal member. So when you are a loyal member of the hotel, you get already access open. So we use the new system called Cisco Mairaki. It's a new hotel system. So we just launched it 2 months ago. So it's like very fast, fiber optic, amazing. The service is amazing. And the new things now I mean, every market we're trying to find someone who speaks the language. Chinese, we have someone who speaks Chinese. Arabic, French, whoever speaks this language, we're trying to recruit what you call motivated professional people that can speak several languages. This can assist also in developing the markets. Because when I know example, oh, he speaks Arabic, okay, I'll go talk to him. And like they will come back. They will talk to each other. I'll come back. Question?
Comment, just following up on what you said there. We had, in our program, we had 2 Chinese lady students who were shopping in Paragon shopping complex a couple of years ago. And they were with their Thai friends. And when they'd finished shopping, the 2 Chinese students thought, I wonder if there's an opportunity for working in Paragon. So they found the marketing manager of Paragon, who had just returned from England a while before, and she'd also been in tourism and hospitality. She said to them, "You've come just at the right time. We're looking for Chinese people to act initially as meeters and greeters of Chinese shoppers coming into Paragon." So they did that for about 3 months. And then the marketing manager said to them, "We want to develop our homepage in Chinese so that even before the Chinese tourists come to Bangkok, they can find out all about the store by going to our Chinese language homepage." And so they developed a homepage for Paragon. Now they did this before even the Central Group had a Chinese homepage. So like in your hotel group, do you also have multilingual homepages?
Of course, the multilingual website is very important. I mean, I was talking about it 2 days ago in my area director of sales, because we're launching it next week or next 2 weeks, our new website. So the first thing he said, "Omar, I want to put your name inside the website and your email." Is it okay with the phone number? I said, "No, sorry, don't put the phone number, but put the email." So they want to, I mean, because I speak the language, you know, the Arabic language. So they want to put me in this example. I said, "Okay, no problem. You can put, but no phone number." So we have all the kind of languages. This new website we can translate to any language you want, and more than 20 languages,
Fantastic.
which is very good to know to target any market.
Yeah.
So any market can read and just book, you know. Because as I said, some of them still don't know the language, don't know the English, so they like to be booked in their own preferences.
Sure.
And as you said, for the example of the Chinese, in the lobby I have Korean, Chinese, Arabic, French, and Spanish. So I split them between 2 hotels because I am Intercon Holiday Inn. So it's both hotels connected. So we split the staff between 2 properties, and they are a combination of 2 properties. So they are working for a 4-star and a 5-star. So you will see the difference also. It's very good exposure between the customers here and the customers here. Totally different.
One of our students is Russian, and she graduated. She's settled in Pattaya, and she's a guest relations manager for Royal Cliff Beach, and they love it. The Russians come in, she can greet them immediately. Any questions they've got, it's person to person, you know. And she seems to have built a very
That's guest relation.
Yeah,
Guest relation job. PR. I mean, you know what PR is? Stands for?
Public relations.
So public relations is one of the important really. I mean, if your marketing has no PR, forget about your marketing. Any company, not only hotels. Huh? The PR is the one-man show, I call it. One-man show. So questions on this? So the most important thing is our people, you know, in the industry. I mean, you've been the normal staff, you grow up to be a manager or then director, then VP, who knows, CEO maybe in the future. So you always have to take care of your people. Even some of us think, oh, nobody taking care of me, you know, because I am from here, from there, from, again, okay, you build yourself, but again, you have to also care about the people, because one day you were in this position, nobody was helping you. You don't repeat the same mistake. You help people, you assist, you advise, you develop, training, you know, advice. So it's all these connected. It's all connected to our people. I mean, they are the heart of the company. So the people you are working with, they are like a heart, beating heart. So when you get sad, what happens to your heart? It goes down, you know, it goes so down. You start worrying, you know, and everybody gets complicated. So it's like your heart. And also, when you take care of your people, they will take care of the guests. We need guest satisfaction. So guest satisfaction is the most important thing for me. We have something called Heartbeat. Heartbeat is our program IAG. The Heartbeat is a list. I don't have it here. I will just give you an example. Heartbeat, you have the food and beverage department, the revenue department, so it's all have to be green every month. If one of them became red, you have to fix why it's red. why it became red. You should not go. And everybody is seeing you. It's not only for the. I mean, the hotel is for you, yeah. But the company, the main company, is seeing what's happening in the heartbeat. So this is one of the reasons that so you have to be careful also how to treat your staff and serve them. And our culture. I mean, always think about culture. Try to diversify. I mean, I see here different nationalities. Always try to diversify with each other. Know Chinese, know the Chinese language maybe, know the culture. Japanese, Korean, whatever, American, so know how they think, because everybody is different. So diversify, mix together, mix with each other. I mean, because one hand doesn't work. I'm going to show one more thing about the ways of sales. You know, this is more of what we follow every day in the company. Do the right thing, always aim higher. Always aim higher. Like I had a course last week. He told me where you want to be. Create an image where you want to be in the future. So you know I mean, I told him, okay, I'm gonna draw like a stairs until where I reach. So always aim higher. I told him I want to be GM. Then after GM I want to be CEO. After CEO I want to be VP. Example, I'll give you. I was in the course last week. The guy, I mean, I don't know him. You know, we have this psychology LSI test that happens. He told me, I want you to draw for me what do you want to be. So I draw the sun on the left, the sun, and I drew stairs all night. I was drawing stairs, and every stair this year to this year, what I did. This is a good example. You have to follow. You have to write. What you did this year to this year, what I built this year. So always build your career, build your future. So I reach the top, I'm a CEO or CCO or whatever. So it's the end of the. So this is my dream. So the guy said, you have a point. So always draw your career, write your career, work better together. Always, I said again, I always talk about diversity. Work better together, always work together. Teamwork is most important. And show we care. Show I care for the staff. Or some managers, hey, I'm busy now, come back later. No, push him. No, I want to learn, I want to know. Don't just wait and watch what's happening. Celebrate difference. Again, culture, different awareness. You know what I do? I made a project in our hotel chain, all the chain. Now I have training for Chinese market, training for Japanese market, Middle East market, and Latin market. So every May in our low season, I invite all the staff. We have 1,000 staff. Huh? It's a big amount. So the staff have to come and have to learn some basic words and have to know the culture of each one, the acts, how it is, how it's happening, what does it mean, this sign. So culture awareness is very important. I mean, everybody lives in Thailand or from outside? Everybody came from outside? Somebody local? Anybody local? You're Thai, so you know. So outside. When you come to Thailand, first thing you will tell you, learn the Thai culture or Thai behavior. Did you study or no? Did anyone study? I mean, when I start ABAC, the first course I took is Thai behavior when I came here. Because Thailand have a culture shock. Maybe nobody feel it, but it's really have a Bangkok shock or Thailand shock. You have to learn the culture. I mean, sometimes, in my experience, there's something called Kranjai. Okay, I will go with you, I'm happy to go with you, but actually he doesn't want to go inside. You don't know. Okay, I'll join you, but inside he doesn't want to go. So you have to always dig deeper, read the personality and the culture of the people. Sit with them, be honest. Then they will tell you, oh, okay, I don't want to go because I'm going dinner with my friends, so maybe next time. You will tell, okay, but you have to dig. Sometimes they talk, sometimes they don't talk. So it's their culture behavior. So you have to know what they are talking about. I mean, now, example, like in the morning when I come in, marhaba, I mean, it's a Turkish Arabic word. I'm not Turkish, I'm Lebanese, Canadian, so but I mean, like, the staff knows. They know now. So I've been with them now 14 years, and it's changing, not the same staff. So they like to know now more about the culture, about the Middle East. Oh, we heard about Dubai. How is Dubai? We heard about Lebanon. How is Lebanon? So they like to know more. They start opening slowly. You know, so because you know, like I see my staff flying too much to Japan, China, Hong Kong. I told them, why don't you go to the other side of the world? Try Dubai. Oh, Dubai not safe. Who told you not safe? It's the safest on earth. Go see Dubai, desert, change. You know, either Europe, Vienna, or London, or in the same countries they repeat. So some of them they checked. They went to Oman, example, very good nature. They went to Dubai. I mean, this is the view has changed. So you need to aware the people about other countries. You know, just you can try, but yeah, I will see. So just try. Have you ever fly Middle East countries? Where? Middle East. See, he said Japan, China. So this is what I was talking about. Thais, they only want to go Japan, China, Hong Kong, but diversify. Try Middle East example. Dubai, you've been there? Why not? No, Japan is more expensive than Dubai. Let's be honest. See, yeah, this is the point. I mean, Japan is double expensive than Dubai. Double. In Dubai, you can bring $1 sandwich, $2 sandwich. It's like depends where you go, but it's Japan. I've been to Japan. It's more expensive than Dubai. So next time, go Dubai, go Latin America, try change. Walk around, see the people. They're very nice. So
Omar, question from my side. How do you see the ASEAN market for your hotel group?
Look, for my hotel number one now is Middle East market, 56% market share. Number two, Singapore, 11% I think. Number three is Chinese. I think 10% or 9%, I can't remember. But this is a combination of two hotels. But number one for us is Middle East market still. Which same thing for Kempinski, Siam Paragon, same thing for JW Marriott, Nana Street. Number one for them is still Middle East because they are the highest payable. I mean, I sell the room rate per night, 8,000 baht.
Yeah.
And he stays, long stay, 15 days with the family per room.
Wow.
So you take 3 rooms, how much you make money? It's an example. But for ASEAN, the rate is only 5.8, but you don't get the revenue that you get. I mean, this is the difference. I mean, market difference, but when you go to Vietnam, there's also expensive hotels.
Sure.
I mean, you sit in Intercon, it's $200, $300, and it's the same thing. You just need to know where to find a suitable place and hotel. But Asian market is Singapore number 2 for us. 3 is China. Questions? The Thai side is so quiet.
Alice has
I want to wake
question.
them up.
Alice, go ahead.
Alice, yes, please.
I just want to confirm that right now agency cannot sign the contract with hotel directly, right? It's for your hotel or for the whole industry in Thailand?
The whole IHG in the world.
Oh,
They only can book through the website now. It's same with other hotels. Same with JW Marriott, with JW Marriott chain or Starwood chain, the same thing. It became dynamic. No more static. Static means contracting. Dynamic means online. So everything is online now. So all the agents, I used to go visit them, now no need. They have to book online.
So there is another small question that you mentioned nationality diversify before, right? So if people work by shift per hour so faster, is it difficult for the hotel to manage those people, those staff?
Of course, there will be difficulties managing the staffs, but you know, there's in America example, there is the union, you know, call union, yeah, you call it union, that protect the staff, and the staff have the right to complain if somebody bother him, which I not agree with it. But the good thing about the Willard, the hotel I went to in America, there's no union, so it's like managed, but they come on, people want to work. You know, they earn per hour, I think $20, I think 19, I can't remember. $19 per hour times 7. I mean, they make good money in a week.
Yeah,
Also, they pay taxes.
maybe
So
this one just in US, maybe not
In
so
Thailand?
In Thailand,
in Thailand, you have to work 12 hours a day.
yes. So it's different situation, different
Different
culture.
situation.
So
Different. You have to work 12 hours a day, and if you don't come 1 hour or you get sick leave or whatever, they have to know why you get sick leave. It's very good here. I mean, this kind of things are very monitored. Questions?
Ihsan has a question. Go. Yeah.
So, so your hotel chain has your own standards, like the culture and everything, the system, the mechanism and everything. But how do you compete with something like a very local culture, like Anantara and Avani, like with the design and everything, and the demands, because your benchmark?
Yeah. First of all, you are 100% right. We don't put our local hotels as a competitor. That's the strategy of our international policy of hotel. Local hotels are never been on our list, but they are competitors. From outside to outside, the border, they are competitors. But I cannot go check what Anantara is having, because the rate that they have is only 3,400 baht. But I'm selling 6,000, 7,000. I cannot go and check with them what they're doing. They can get business from now until tomorrow. But I focus on my ADR. I go on average room rate. That's what I focus on. Local hotels don't have the focus on average room rate. So if my average room rate went down on my competitor, example, my competitor, you know who? Conrad, you know Conrad?
Conrad, yeah.
Conrad Hotel, which location-wise is totally different than mine.
Yeah.
Kempinski?
No, not even Kempinski. Sheraton Grand.
Uh,
Number 1 Sheraton Grand for corporate business, because they have Coca-Cola. You know, Starwood, they deal only with Coca-Cola. I can't put Coca-Cola in my fridge, only Pepsi. So these small things affect the business, huh?
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So these small things affect the business. So they have big corporate. Number 1 is until now, the average room rate is Sheraton. We cannot beat it. I'm telling you, we cannot beat it. Because they always sell higher rates for corporate, for yearly basis. Third competitor, Sheraton, Conrad, JW Marriott is also one of my competitors. And what else? 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically not there.
Oriental.
No. These 3. But Grand Sheraton is doing the highest ADR. No. Not in my concept.
What about the level of hotel? The tower level of hotel?
No, it's a local chain. No. In my area, no. I'm talking about my area. So when you talk about competitor, you look in your area, diameter, in the circle. Who's around you? On the main line. So on the main line we have Grand Sheraton. We
Higher.
have JW. Sorry, Hyatt also. Yeah.
Higher hotel.
But Hyatt, the problem with the issue with Hyatt now, we're not worried about Hyatt anymore. Because you know they opened Park Hyatt, yeah?
Yeah.
So all the loyal members, again I'm talking about the loyal members, I will not book any more Hyatt. I will go to book Park Hyatt and get upgrade to Hyatt again. See, this is one of the reasons that I'm not worried about Hyatt, even they sell cheap rate. Because they are being hit by their own brand. That's what I think. Maybe some others have a different opinion, but because they opened Park Hyatt, which demolish already the Grand Hyatt standard.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
As you already talked before, like if people want to booking hotels, your hotel, they will make a booking online. But for example, because I was working in a travel agency, for example, I have 20 customers want to book in 20 rooms. I still need to book it online, but in this way we cannot get any commission fee. So we will give up for this hotel to choose another hotel.
That's what I did. I told them before, if you book as a group, case by case, you have to have the connection. If you don't have the connection with the salesperson, that can you work on it to give you a special rate for this case. If you're gonna go online not find, then you have to search for someone else. But you have to contact, do the contact, check who handles, and then they will get back to you. So not directly book online and no, doesn't work. For groups, 20 rooms above or 10 rooms above.
Just kind of with hotel.
Yes. Anyone? Yes.
Unlike the customers usually take like 2 or 3 days in the hotel, no more than 7 days, I guess. So I'm like, how to quickly build a long-term relationship with them. In my opinion, if the hotel can do better than the customer's expectations, like if the hotel can surprise us the customers, it's more likely to get the customer loyalty. So like as you mentioned, like the bilingual services, like the phone in the room, like those kind of things, like have a steering the customer live in the hotel. But how about after they leave?
After they leave,
Yeah.
we send a letter, We send the letter. I talk about technology, after they leave the letter, we say thank you for the stay. Thank you, a nice letter, you get it, and it's an automatic letter comes to you, and if you want to book another time, please contact this number. And that's why we give the guests in the room, we give them a survey. We push them to write the survey. You know what I mean? And to mention which staff you like, which staff you don't like. So they have to mention also the staff. So we push the survey. So when you open your laptop in the hotel, a survey, automatic survey will come. You have to fill it before you enter the internet. So also we are putting the customer in our face just to see how the customer feels. So that's one of the things. Okay. You got your answer, or you have any other idea?
So I'm just wondering like how to maintain the relationship.
Yeah,
over
we
time.
always follow up.
Yeah.
Thank you letter after you check out, and if everything is okay with the survey. Survey upon check-in and check-out. It's like small, you put in an envelope, and then we put it, or when he enters the internet, he can fill how he feel when he check in, what can we do for him next time. So this kind of interface. Questions?
Is that a sustained CRM program?
Yes. CRM program. We created it to see what guest wants, because sometimes, they write, but to be honest, we're not gonna read 10,000
Yeah.
pages. But it's better for us to get online. We have people who monitors every day. Thai side is quiet. Come on, questions. Any questions? Sure. Okay, so one of the winning ways of sales also is solution selling. You saw this wheel, I talked about it before. The discover, close, purpose, design. So this wheel we use it on daily basis. It's a touch screen. This wheel we use on daily basis. So we put example, what account, example I want IBM, I want Saudi Aramco, so I put them example in discover first. Then when I know the knowledge, I go down to design or purpose, design. Then you go down to purpose. Or it's like a wheel, either like this or like this. But at the end before you close, you have to activate the account. Activate the account. Like you activate the credit card, ATM. So we put the accounts, we glue them, we sticker them on the wall, on the wheel, and we check which one we want, which one we don't want. Example, IBM, we took them out this year. They used to give us 5,000 rooms a year, but because of the rate is very cheap, we increased the rate on them, but we stopped. You understand? We stopped getting business like before. Because it ruined our ADR. Again, our average room rate went down. But it was good production, but money-wise was not good. So we had to take it to close, take it out from the wheel. Any questions on the wheel? Questions? Come on.
You mentioned their value. My eyesight is terrible, but talk to us a little bit about value creation within your hotel business. How do you create value? What is the primary value?
We have something called the added value benefits. So the added value benefits, example, as you are a loyal or not loyal,
Yeah.
we always have something gesture in the room. It's also again connected to culture. Like we have a small elephant as a gift for the guests when they come in with the papaya, with the fruits of the country. This is also an added value that the guests, especially some guests, they like the mango stickerized to be in the room as an added value for the customers. Example, IBM, they said we only want to drink, example, this kind of drink in the room. So can you offer this? Yes, this is an added value also. So we put for them in the fridge or in the pocket when they come. All IBM company who checked in have this package for him in the room. Another add value example for the Chinese or Japanese, the spa vouchers upon check-in. This is a 700 baht discount, a voucher. It's an add value also. So these small adding values also hit in the mind of the guest. Oh, next time I will come. These people take care of me. Last time discounts. Maybe I come again. Maybe they have another something for This is also an attracting tool, I call it. Added benefits. So this is one of the important wheel that we use in the sales department. So when you go to our sales department, you will see this wheel is glued on the wall, and you see all the accounts. So this is one of the important ways. Again, always to win, always negotiations. There is always negotiations. In the companies, any company, not only hotel. You have to negotiate on the rate. For example, I want to do a house. I want to put decoration inside the house. I need to also negotiate how much the price, what is the quality, quantity. So always, to win-win, you have to develop, exchange, adjust, then launch. So this is also the steps you have to do. Develop the quality or product, and also exchange the knowledge, adjust it, then launch it. Same as when I'm selling my example, the club room. Okay, I have a club room, 37th floor. You can see all Bangkok. In order to sell it, you have to achieve the purpose. What's the purpose of this? You have to know which client you are targeting. The client who can pay 10,000 baht per night. I have a princess of Brunei comes every year, example, 3 times a year to me. She's paying 300,000 baht a night. I'm good connection with the Brunei royal family. So they pay 300,000 for one suite, other than the rooms. You have to know where to go, who you target. Then you have to exchange knowledge between them. Why they like me, why they want to come to me. Feeling safe, trustable, honesty, value added, all these things connected. So when they come, what I do, I put for them a fruit. I want to tell you how big. From here to here, with a round fruit, the fruit that they like. Because I checked before what they like. But I know that now they're coming for 10 years already. So I know what they like, but this is the first thing they come. I had to move them from Oriental. So I did my research, my purpose, my value, and then I launched. Questions on this?
You know, sales also has to do with supply to a certain extent, right?
Supply versus demand.
Yeah, and when you talk, for example, about this special tray of fruits, who are the suppliers of the fruits? Are they someone who?
We deal intercontinental. We go green engage. So we have this green engage. So we deal with local farmers.
Okay.
So that's one of the the local farmers,
Yeah.
technology. That's what they're all focusing.
Right.
So it's like more environmental
Yeah.
thing. So mostly we look at the local farmers who do this kind of fruits. So we check around.
Yeah.
Is it organic, not organic? So these kind of things. Because we have the healthy corner now
Right.
in our restaurants.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Would you mind to explain your strategy management of expanding business in global market? Like you mentioned, London, Japan, and anywhere. Normally, you join another business or maybe local hotel, or you want to restart a new hotel over there, like that. I want to know.
In order to go, and you mean in order to go to other country, yeah, and do the investment there, or how?
Yes.
So you need to know connections of the people. First of all, you have to go through, I call it political or government negotiations. You have to go, or some friends you have there which they know these people. You cannot go and invest automatically in anywhere. You have to have a guarantee that your money is not gonna go. You know, like example. Let's say an example. Before they used to own houses in Pattaya a lot. You know, foreigner cannot buy a house in Thailand. Example. That's the rule of the investment. You know, now they lose their houses after so many years, thinking that their house is for them. So you need to know what are the rules of the country. Is it good to invest? How much in return I'll get back? So these kind of things, you have to study them with your local agent or local, whatever you call it, local agent in that country to help you to obtain a vision on the country. So you need to work with locals over there, or someone you know. So, but mostly I do it. I mean, most of the business they do it through the embassies, because if something happened, there is a guarantee.
Thank you.
Questions? Okay. So I just put some picture. Really like some, I call it pictures or idioms on pictures. So it's like one team, one plan. Always you have to be in one team in order to work together. I mean, I call it one hand doesn't clap. You know, one hand doesn't clap. Two hands they clap, you know. So you always have to be combined. And one team, it's always teamwork. Large ambitious goals usually require that people to work together. You can see them how they all, this guy become a chair. Then this guy become his, so you know they are exchanging positions. So help me to help you. And you will watch the TV or whatever they're watching. This is a small example of our teamwork. The world is changing. They put in Chinese here. I don't know Chinese or Korean, I don't know what's language, sorry. So the world is changing. So you need to change. Really, the world is really changing and so fast. And the big fast track. Really it's changing too much. So better always be updated. Another one, a funny one, no grandma, listen, double click on the Chrome icon. So you see, it's going to the old fashioned and going to the new generation. So the baby is the new generation. So it's telling her grandma, please click on the Chrome icon. So This is just some pictures I put in the end of the session. And this is the difference between before and after. You see now, before you have CDs, radios, remember this walkie, what do you call it? Walkie? Yeah.
The video.
So it's all changing. It's changing. You don't see that much like before. You don't see any more CD-ROM. Maybe USB or iPod or I don't know. It's always changing.
Yeah.
This is, you see now, this is true. When you look at now, everybody is on the street. You know, even traffic light, the car is stopping, he's moving, he doesn't even look.
Yeah.
So also it takes the mind of people. You know, so always, this is the new, it's all phones. Who knows later what will be? So for now it's all phones. So here you can see who wants to change. Who wants change? Everybody wants change, but nobody wants to change themselves. You know, this is a good example. Like nobody wants to change himself, but they want to change.
Yeah.
This is at the end of the session. I just put some pictures that you can see what's happening. Okay, questions?
Yeah. Abby, your comments
this
now.
side is so quiet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody have to ask at least one question.
Okay, I will ask, but I think that it might be a little bit irrelevant.
No.
But you said that the people can contact the agent, and then the agent can contact the hotel and the hospital for medical tourism. You said the agents have a relationship with the hospital.
I said no. For hospitals, depends on which country, which hospital. Some hospitals they take travel agents. Some hospitals don't take travel agents. You have either to contact direct or through your medical. Depends on your country. If your country covers your medical expenses, they have to contact through local embassies because they have an office for them already in the embassy. If you don't have, you have to go direct. But for me, I mean, what I think, if you're coming from abroad, if it's a package, you found an agent, it's a package with a hospital which you have partnership with, go ahead and do it. You know, so depends what you want.
I just feel like it's really strange that is the agent making money off of getting more treatments? Like,
No,
do you just say, I'm sick, and they're like, okay, let me help you so I can
No,
make money
the
off
agent will only interfere with, example, long period sickness. Example, in Thailand, I told you in my hotel, there is guest staying 3 years. But it's government account, you know, not agent. They will not go through agent because they want commission after. So that's why now it's like we don't give commission anymore for the people unless they go to website or they have to deal direct, but we usually take direct, no more direct for us. But the hospital, some of them no more direct. Like Bandung Hospital, I know maybe one agent or two, but no more. Because of a case happened before and they stopped. I don't know, but Bamograd, they still have example. I'm just giving an example. You can deal through any agent. Some people don't know the country. You know, I know one agent, some people come to the country, I want to do medical checkup. What money he makes from medical checkup? Tell me example. So here is the guy, the agent to play. Okay, 10,000 baht, I can fund you a hotel 1,000 baht, you know, and the rest, you can make a medical checkup from 6,000 baht to 23,000 baht. So if I'm an agent, you come, I will tell you, oh, the medical checkup is 20,000 baht. But actually I'm paying for it only 665. So this is how the agent works with the local hospitals. Different than the big ones now.
The thing that I'm saying is like, why do you need an agent for that? You can look
I
online,
told-
you can see their
I told you why some people don't know the country.
You don't know the country, but I'm saying that like these hospitals have websites in English, they have websites in other language. I'm just confused, like people don't want to book or it's just easier.
Look, because some people think that if you book through an agent, it's cheaper. That's Arabic mentality, I'm telling you that.
yeah.
If I book through Booking.com, it's cheaper. But actually it's not. And this is some of the people really, not only Arabs, but in general, some people make me go like, what are you talking about? Oh, if I book through travel agent, it's cheaper than booking than the hospital direct. Well, actually it's more expensive. because the hotel have to pay also his expenses to the agent and the commission aside also. So that's why for me I prefer checking if they are doing direct or it's good, and I compare, always compare, which is better. But I'm telling you, some people, oh, I booked through Booking.com, it's cheaper than your hotel. He comes to the hotel, I give you this rate. Why you not tell me? This is how it happened. Like I had a case yesterday, you will not believe. One Thai friend, he went to Istanbul, Turkey. Because now a lot of Thais flying, you have to fly Turkey. It's nice. A lot of Thais going there now. Very nice country. So Turkey, he called me, Omar, I made the booking online. Listen to the story. I made the booking on IHG website. I'm a loyal member. They sent me an email, sorry, the hotel is closed for renovation. So we canceled your booking. But I found on Booking.com, it's cheaper. Listen, on Booking.com it's cheaper. So when he went there, he asked pay cash. He found out the price is double because they never read that the Booking.com on daily basis, it changes to occupancy number. So they think, okay, Booking.com is cheaper. No, maybe in some hotels, but not all the hotels. So he called me to complain to me that he booked through Booking.com after the hotel refuses booking. I told him, you book through third party. The hotel will tell you cannot do anything. They cannot refund the money, they cannot refund back anything. Even the points, he was complaining why I did not get the points. Because if you book through agents, you will not get any point in my hotel. So this is one of the reasons, it's always like it's a fighting experience, but same time partnering from outside to outside. So that's why it depends on the person how he uses. That side.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
Questions from this side. We can't leave the
Prepare
room.
question. This side was quiet.
Yeah, we
So
can't leave
prepare
the room.
question here.
Yeah.
Here. Here is okay. So come on, one more question from there and here.
Nicole.
Yes.
Hey.
Sure, when you mentioned the word is changing, I thought of the social media, like Facebook, Twitter, stuff like the social media is more powerful than Facebook. Like when customers are browsing the hotel, they are likely to go to the Facebook or Expedia to check the reviews and pictures, and they're unlikely to go to the official website.
But sometimes this, I had a case, sometimes these pictures are not realistic. Like we had a case a couple of weeks ago, one customer complained that why the pictures on the website are different than the rooms in the, and I think he knows about photography, analogy something, whatever he was talking about. So we found out that he was talking right, like the websites abroad, they're putting their own pictures, but we have our own standard picture colors and whatever. So we had to apologize and then said, okay, next time we will make sure that all the agents around. Sometimes the agent plays like he put pictures but never update. Like Booking.com, we give him pictures but he never update. So also depends on the agent. We have to follow up on this.
So like many customers only view the pictures.
Yes, to check.
Uploaded by other customers. So I'm like, how to as a hotel, like how to motivate your customers to write positive comments and to share their experience
Look.
to the social media.
Okay, again, I cannot come to the customer and say, write on me positive comments. But it's happening. It's happening. I know you come every time. I take care of you. The staff might go tell the guest, please can you write for me a good comment? It happens. It happens. And this is where we have the heartbeat score to make it more. We talk to the guest. We tell him, please put in a nice way the survey, how was the hotel. So that's why we collect the points back. But you cannot go and force the customer, hey, please write good comments on me. I can't. So just between me, you and the guest is totally different. So this depends on your personality, how it is with the guest. If you know him very well, write for me three surveys. So you make the point. That's one. Okay. And yeah, this side.
Nicole has a question. Go ahead.
You go.
Did you ever face the fake comments like your competitor give you the bad comments and then you employ some people to give the good comment for your company to improve your rank for the
Yes,
hotel?
we face this kind of issues. Example with I call it mystery shopper. You know what mystery shopper is?
Right.
Mystery shopper is another hotel might want to ruin the image of the other hotel,
Yeah.
or might want to write something bad about the other hotel. But we have agreement with TripAdvisor. Any comment that is not good for our hotel that can lower the score, we have the right to remove it. So we can tell them to remove it, because we know this guest was coming like this and doing like this.
Yeah.
So they will remove it. So that's an agreement with every website.
Yeah.
So anything that the hotels is not good, we have to remove it.
And another question is facing your competitor, how to differentiate with them, because at the same level, the hotel, sometimes maybe I prefer this, and how to differentiate.
By market. I mean market segment. I mean, I example, my hotel is business leisure. So you look at Sheraton is business leisure. JW Marriott business and leisure. So you look at the market segments. What are you targeting? What you want to target? I don't have groups much. I don't target group like Anantara. Who was talking about Anantara?
Yeah.
So Anantara, they look at groups also. Indian groups, Chinese groups, they have. But I don't look into groups, because groups make my ADR go down. So I look about medical groups. Okay, they pay. Like from like Bayern example. Bayern is one of the biggest German companies. So it's a good group to bring in. So we just confirmed a business in 2019. Can you imagine? 2019, they're coming from Holland, a big medical company.
Yeah.
20 million baht,
Yeah.
1 week meeting. This kind of meetings I want to be in my hotel. So we choose which one we can target. So example. Any other questions? Nicole, yeah?
No, thank you.
Okay, this side.
Be brave, come on.
Come on, one question.
Yeah,
One
the
question.
lady here.
Yes.
I want to know for teacher, like if I want to be like the owner of the hotel or hospitality, I want to be success this fee, like the business fee. So which part is the essential fee and which part is I need to prepare as very, but I am not experienced, because I want to be like success. So what should I do to know?
You have to do first of all any company you know, cross training, exposure, training, development, training yourself. Does anyone did any internship in sales or anyone? You never tried. So you have to do some internship to know how the sales go, and you will learn from the person we are with every day. He will teach you what to do, how to go, how to talk to the guests. Sometimes there's a way how to talk. So these kind of things.
The one question is based on your experience during working your experience, which challenges is the difficult for you and during your working life?
The most difficult case I talk about case. The most difficult case I had with one guest. He's actually one of the richest person in Dubai now. He bought $9 million one plate number 9. If you heard about the new CNN, the Indian guy. He's a friend of mine now. He's Kuwaiti Indian and he's a friend of mine. But one case it happened. He put a glass inside the salad. Glass, you know the Perrier. The Perrier, you know the Perrier. I think it broke somewhere, and it fell down in the salad. And he was eating in the lobby, and he cut his tongue and his lip at that time. So he can sue the hotel like this.
Yeah.
And he has money, the guy. I mean, so the negotiations went for more than 5 months.
Wow.
But through my connection, example, what I have, in that country, I had managed to take off a paper from this guest, not to raise any court anymore, with a signed paper.
Wow.
So this is one of the hardest cases. And the guy, there was someone with him, I can't remember, was taking videos when we were sitting in the lobby and posting it on YouTube and so many things. It was amazing. So then we became friends after. So we became friends after this, and it was a bit of a good opportunity to negotiate how to sign the paper to close the case.
Brilliant. Yeah.
That's one of the worst case scenarios since 8 years ago.
Wow.
But now he's my guest reading, so. Questions? Thai side.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, why the hotel in Oman can not allow the traveler to connect VPN to the VPN?
It's in Dubai. Not
I know
Oman
Oman
also.
Oman also. The how the hotel provide for this for
VPN.
for the traveler who want to connect with another.
For me, when I go to Dubai, same problem I have, and now it's worse. I mean, you cannot open Skype,
Yeah.
you cannot do video call, message on WhatsApp, and to be honest, I use BlackBerry still.
Hmm.
Who has BlackBerry is still working.
But Asia
So,
now, like
Yeah, some of them, but some people, some businessmen
Yeah.
still use BlackBerry.
Yeah.
Not the phone, the application on the iPhone or Samsung. You can still download. Most of the big businessmen, they're still using BlackBerry chat.
Yeah.
This is example, I'm just giving example. But for Dubai or Oman, for this kind of case, it's not about the country, it's about policy, security policy. It's a big issue, more than you think. It's more security. They don't want other countries to know what's happening inside the country,
Yeah.
so they block everything.
Right.
It's not about opening or not opening. But you can download free VPN, it works.
Yeah.
The free VPN, when you download the system, even the staff, hotel staff will tell you, please download the free VPN. He will show you also. I mean, in Dubai he was showing me, but it's not working much.
Yeah.
But at least I can call, on WhatsApp. So he shows you, please download this VPN for free and do it. But it's actually
No, in hotel, Oman hotel. Not
block.
Yes.
It's blocked. It's policy, security policy.
In your opinion, the hotel how you solve this?
In my opinion, in Oman, they have to fix their tourism first. In my opinion, I'm straightforward.
Yeah.
In my opinion, they have to. It's a beautiful country.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful country, Oman. Really,
Yeah.
I've never been there, but I've seen pictures. I've heard nature, amazing. But they need to work. I mean, I talked to the Minister of Tourism of Oman. He's my regular guest, Mr. Al-Makki. I told him, why don't you promote, example, this country on the airplane, or do something. So now Oman Air is dealing with one friend of mine who works for Agoda here to write something about the hotels, to open the internet, to open the whatever. But again, it's only political situation. It's political situation, so it's not.
Yeah.
It's political situation. So I cannot answer you on this much because it's mostly like same in Dubai, same thing. They block the whole media communication by video and calls. So this kind of story is a bit political.
Before we kind of leave this room, three things. Number one, we will do a group picture. All right, so I expect all of you guys to be with us as we go downstairs. Okay, and Mr. Ehsan will lead us down and take care of that arrangement. But the second important announcement is this, that Umar is your elder brother because he graduated from here. He even told us that he's giving you this guest lecture in a class that he studied in, 852. All right, and I want you to somehow keep in touch with him. All right, particularly if you're in that part of Bangkok City, you go shopping at Paragon or Central or whatever, stop by the Intercontinental. They have excellent facilities there.
Study and work and get experience. It's like an internship work. Do you think how much salary it was per month? Higher bit.
20,000.
No, it was only 10,000 baht. And I used to go ABAC every day. Skytrain to Onur, go down, take a bike, then come to my room here. And I used to have a room in the hotel also. You know, but only Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I was studying here from 6:30 p.m. until 9:30 p.m. Then I go to work next day. So if you can find any opportunity, just do it. When you're studying or while you're studying, don't say, oh, okay, I'm going to study. Just try, push. Or I'm coming to study my master's, no need, you know, just when I go back to my country, I'll fix something. No, try to work, find something.
Now, if you're really interested, then keep in touch with Ehsan and Professor Barnes. Okay, they will be your contact persons for that internship for Intercontinental Group. Okay? Right. Professor Barnes, can you take over at this point, sir?
What would you like me to do, Glenn?
Say a few words of thanks, come on.
Well, at the opening of today, I promised you a very dynamic speaker, right?
Yeah.
And I think he's really delivered on this, right? He's asked for so many questions. He's encouraged the more quiet souls to actually break out and ask questions, and you've done that. So I think, from my perspective, it's been a great success. What do you think? Put your hands together, okay? Now, do we